Well, March was the wettest March in the southeast I can ever remember. But since then, and actually since the coronation, apart from this weekend, it's barely rained at all. I haven't seen the grass as brown as this in June. Not that I can remember, certainly in my lifetime. And Southeast Water have brought in an immediate hosepipe and sprinkler ban. This is the earliest time they've had to do it for over a decade. We're told by Southeast Water that the problem is that demand for water has broken records. So it isn't just about the fact that it hasn't rained very much. And it isn't just about the fact that no major new reservoirs have been built for about 3 decades. No, demand for water has broken records. Anybody at home got a clue as to why that should be? Well, travel around the southeast of England and what you'll see is house building on a scale that is almost unbelievable. It is part of the population crisis engulfing this country. And I'm beginning to wonder whether water may become a very, very serious problem, because from start to finish, to build a new reservoir is probably going to take you about 10 years. Now, the area that's been worst affected has been West Kent and East Sussex. And indeed, some places have had no water at all for days. Schools have had to close. And we're told, though, it has, at least for now, engendered a bit of a blitz spirit. And I'm joined now down the line by Councillor Michael Lunn, who is Conservative Councillor for Hadlow Down and Rotherfield on Wealdon District Council. Councillor Lunn, thank you for joining us. Just tell us what's been happening over the last week or so in your area.
Well, thank you, Nigel. It's been an absolute mess of a situation. Residents have been out of water for 8 days, 4 schools closed, businesses closed, farmers, animals, equestrian folk without any water. And it's just been ongoing with very few communications coming out of Southeast Water. And quite frankly, people have been very resilient. A real community coming together, but they're tired, they're fed up, and they want answers of why this has happened yet again. This is the 4th time this has happened.
Yeah, no, as you say, it was happening last year to some of these communities. I mean, do you see my point, Michael, about house building? You know, huge increase in population in Kent, Sussex, Hampshire, many of these southern counties. I mean, do you know of plans to build new reservoirs? I mean, there's one proposed over the border near Canterbury, but I mean, what is East Sussex doing in terms of planning for the future?
Well, the issue about, you talk about reservoirs, we actually had a briefing not so many months ago from Southeast Water talking about the Arlington Reservoir, which you'll be familiar with.
Yep.
And they've got no plans to complete that until 2040 or 2050. Yet the house building is ongoing.
Yeah.
And the major issue is that Southeast Water and Southern Water that deal with sewage are not statutory consultees to the National Planning Policy Framework. And therefore, when you ask them as a planner, as a councillor, as an officer of the council, can we hook up these new houses that are being planned? Their immediate answer is yes. And you've got no opportunity to challenge that because they are seen as the experts. And the whole system is fundamentally flawed.
Yeah, it's flawed at every level, actually, isn't it? As you say, supply of water to houses, sewage leakages into the sea and some of the beaches in southeastern England. And, yeah, it's a mess. Michael, thanks for coming on and sharing some of your experiences and observations. And I hope the situation gets better for you quickly. I worry that it won't necessarily do that. Thank you.